Doesn't it ever surprise anyone that there's people out there that think we know everything? The industries think that they know everything, and they do understand growth and ever evolving and uncovering new information, new discoveries, but at the same time, they're biasly holding this belief that everything they know up to now is absolute truth. And I find that interesting because there's so much that we don't know. My name's Deb. If you're new here, I like to channel information from the collective energy and also just using the human experience as a connection tool to help others with their human experience. There's no way to niche this down. It's spiritual, it's personal development, it's important, most of all. So, if you're here, you're probably here for a reason. Whether it's this video or a different video, never feel pressured to watch any of the videos. Skim through things. Sometimes just skimming through and stopping wherever your heart calls you, just randomly do it, right? Like there's an underlying energy that guides you, and you can find answers that way. I've been doing it for decades, and it has never steered me wrong. In fact, it's helped me in some of my darkest, most clueless times. And did it help me with answers all the time? Not specific answers, but it does help you come into a piece of what is with the current present moment of whatever you're experiencing. And that's pretty rad too. I'm going to take a drink real fast. So, if you're here for it, like, comment, subscribe, follow, and share if any of this resonates with you. But going forward, talking about beliefs, talking about what we know to be true and the things that we don't know. And the biggest thing is humans are different from all the other creatures on this planet. That's clue number one of something that we don't necessarily understand. And what makes us different? You can't say that animals don't have emotion, because they do have emotion. And they do have memory to an extent. But I was curious, do animals have imagination? Now, I know their brain has memory to the instance that they remember situations when they're rewarded, and they remember situations when they are harmed. You can tell that. But as far as imagination, think as a human, how much imagination do we really have? Have you really used imagination? And then link that into daydreaming, night dreaming, like sleep. Is there anyone that truly 100% can explain sleep and dreaming? I feel like science doesn't even know how to explain hiccups or an appendix. So when you come to believing truths and the way things are, or the way things have to be, keep in mind that everything that we've been told and everything of life that's based off of things is subjective and always changing. I feel like time literally just skipped. There was a moment where it said 333 on the phone, and I was going to say, oh look, it's 333, but I didn't say it. And then there was like a blip, and then the time, yeah. Watching this video, it's gonna just make me look crazy. Okay. So, humans have a lot more going on than we believe. And dreaming is really interesting. And the more that manifestation, people talk about, oh, you have to visualize things. And then it's more about, it's not just a visualization, but you have to feel it within you. And then people are like, oh, it's not just a feeling, but you have to act as if it's already happened. And then, like, there's all these things involved. But there's this imagination that is interesting. Do you know those dreams where you're not quite awake, not quite asleep, either before nighttime, morning, and it's so close to the line of being awake and asleep that they feel really real? I feel like that is the moment that you want to be in when you're manifesting. It's that brainwave pattern that if you can influence with your intention the dream work that happens there in that imagination space, that is where your manifestations will materialize. So if you're listening to this, give it a try. The next time you're falling asleep and you catch yourself in that, oh, I'm falling asleep, I'm like not asleep yet, but like, oh, I was kind of dreaming. Intentionally visualize the life that you dream to have as you're falling back asleep, or even when you're waking up, you're like, oh, I'm kind of groggy, I don't want to get up, but like I could just fall back asleep. When you're in that moment, choose to fall back asleep, but do it with the intention of bringing the awareness to the dreams of the life that you want, and just fall back into dream state with those thoughts on your mind and see what happens. Keep track of how frequently you're doing this and see how your life changes, and come back and let me know, because I'd be really curious. I'm going to start doing this myself. I know that my life has manifested things in my life. I've had dreams as visions that those things ended up manifesting in my life. And so if they've happened on their own accidentally, then what if I can do it intentionally? What if I can control those thoughts going through the brain? And that's a great question. How do we control the thoughts going through the brain? If I had been accidentally manifesting negative things that I didn't want, like I was having bad dreams because my brain was processing bad things, and so it's like, oh, you're worried about this, you're anxious about this or depressed about that, and then so your brain is thinking about it, and then that goes into your subconscious when you're dreaming and when you're sleeping, and that's what we need to change, right? So when, and not need, but that's where we would like to adjust. So we do that in meditation, because in meditation, as you're trying to focus on either body scans or silence or just the breath or whatever you're focusing on in meditation, you're going to find that your brain is running off on thoughts, and you're going to want to finish the thought. You're like, oh, I'm playing out the scenario in my head, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be meditating, but I'm playing out a scenario. If you can catch yourself in that moment to end the scenario and be like, that scenario is fake and inside my head, and I do not need to continue that scenario. What is real right now is that I am meditating and I can bring my presence back into my body. Like, I have to fight sometimes to end the conversations in my head. It's like, no, I don't need to think about that right now. If it's important, I can think about it when it's time to think about it, but it is not time to think about it while I am here in meditation. And then so just like creating that barrier of shutting that thought off brings you back to your center, brings you back to wholeness. And it pushes those thoughts out of your brain and out of your energy, because like our energy is memories. Our energy is imagination for the future. Like, that's where all this clutter comes from. So if we can just realize we don't actually need that many memories, and we don't need to worry about the future, because most of the time whatever we're planning has a different path anyways. It's always just the next step, which is actually the next step. And anything beyond that is up to God. So yeah, intentional brainwave patterns, intentional dream making, intentional imagination. If we can control that, and if that's the secret of manifesting here on this earth, I mean, that's the thing. So there's this group of people out there that have ruled and controlled earth, and they know the manifestation secrets, and they have purposely created our lifestyles to go against those manifestation secrets. And then as time goes on and more information comes out, and we're able, like, there's a lot of galactic things that I believe exist on this planet, and there's a lot of higher technologies and interdimensional existences and realities that are happening that I believe in. And I feel like there's been hidden advanced technologies that have kept us in a place of control and darkness, and that's about to change. And that's in addition to the actual energies in the solar system. If you believe, like, okay, there's just so much information. I guess this is what a website is for. So I can categorize all the little information. We can do the daily intuitive talks, but then you can have the website to go and dive into whatever rabbit hole you want to dive into. Maybe that's where this growth is looking at. There's got to be more growth, more way to package all this information to make it digestible and accessible to people without needing to really watch a 20-minute video, even though this is great. But yep. So imagination, intentional imagination, controlling your thoughts as you're falling asleep and as you're waking, using meditation to practice controlling your thoughts so that when you need to control your thoughts, you'll have that practice, right? And that goes for high stress situations. If you can practice controlling your thoughts while you're sitting there doing nothing and you're completely safe in your bedroom meditating, then you're going to have, I mean, if you don't do that, what chances do you think you're going to have being able to control your thoughts in a stressful situation if you can't even control your thoughts in a non-stressful situation? 1111, as I said that. So that's meant for somebody out there. We're going to end the video there. My name's Deb. I'm just here sharing the human experience to help others with their human experience. We are light workers here on this planet, spaced out, connecting with each other through the internet to bring in the new energies for the new earth, for this new awakening, new paradigm. Everything is new, 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 new. Earth is new, energies are new, you are new. Everything is new. I've been looking at myself in the mirror all day, every day. I'm just like, I don't even know who I am anymore. Like, I am changing so fast. The energies are coming in and I can just like feel my body readjusting and realigning and becoming more crystalline and not so heavy and dense. And it is like, it's intense. So if you're here, you probably needed to hear that because you're probably going through the same thing too. Like, there's more people out there like me, but we're placed in isolation for our growth and for our purpose, which makes us think that we're a little crazy and maybe all this is fake and not real. But it is real, I assure you, and it is not fake. And you were placed in isolation for growth and for purpose, and it is coming apparent very soon to where our place is in this paradigm. So take some deep breaths. Hayanaya sukanisha nahuana hauya. Beautiful, blessed souls, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being brave enough to create a new earth. Thank you for being brave enough to step outside the box. Thank you for being brave enough to believe in your intention. My name's Deb. Have a blessed